You are now live.
Oh, start talking.
Good evening. Happy day, y'all. All right, day 23. I'm tired and I'm showing up because I said I would. Notice anything different? Got my hair did. Maybe I fit in. Okay, word for y'all that you don't know. When ET does this, he's trying not to laugh at me.
Look, Stephen Payton's on. What's up, Peyton?
Hello. Are you sure?
I think so.
It's one of the Peytons. Hello, my friend. So for anybody who is following along, you're new and you are not sure who this is. Well, first of all, I'm Krista. This is my husband, Efren. And yes, it is. So
Keep going, keep going.
you don't need to
Keep going, keep going.
Anyway, uh, it's day 23 in our 30-day journey. We have spent one full week here in Texas. So it's been fun, it's been chaos, and I'm tired, very tired. I just have not got into a routine, and so I just feel like I'm dragging. But we made serious progress yesterday, I guess it was, after in the late evening, after the kids went to bed. Efren was able to move some boxes aside, and so now we're not like running into boxes everywhere. So just curious, how has the first week in Texas been for you?
I like that you act very official, you know?
Because I am official.
Very official.
How else do I act?
Let's see here. First week in Texas has been good. It's been very nice to go to restaurants and only be 30 minutes away from I got my car washed for the first time in the truck washed first time in since November 2020 because Montana they don't believe in car washes, so that was pretty exciting.
That's not a true statement.
That's a very
They're
true
just
statement.
very hard to find in Montana.
Virtually impossible.
No,
so.
You know what the difference is? You have to wash your own car in Montana.
So anyway, yeah. So they don't believe in car washes. So there's only like 2 places that will wash your car, so you have to wait 2 months to wash your car. So that was pretty awesome. Today I was pretty excited to get a car wash. So I ended up getting 2 car washes and going to Chipotle. That was phenomenal. That was super life changing, life altering. Hold on. Where else? What's the other place? Anyway, so it's been cool to go to places 13 minutes away. Home Depot was super close, 13 minutes away. Chipotle, 13 minutes away. Um, Pool place was 13, 14 minutes away. So anyway, first week has been awesome. Just I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I went to all these places. Let's see what else. The neighborhood so far seems cool. People have been
How's your
pretty cool.
interaction been with the people?
It was awesome to see Mexican people too. That was pretty awesome. I don't care. I'm Hispanic. I can say anything like that. So it was awesome to see Mexican people. I talked to people at the car wash in Spanish. Another plus. So for those of you who are white listening to this and you live in, a place where only white people live, you know, you don't understand what I'm saying, but it's cool.
Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah, okay,
I don't know if that's so cool.
Diversity is the key. Being able to get along with anybody. If you're white, being able to get along with anyone, yellow, orange, black, brown.
But it's not about getting along. You're saying
getting along, connecting, knowing that, like having things in common, game changer.
But your skin, like you can have a million things in common outside of how you look.
Yeah, but the problem is people who they're not used to seeing other people, different cultures, different skin colors, different. And so they get all weird around people. They're afraid what they're gonna say something wrong. So anyway, so that was pretty cool. I get along because I get along with everybody. Skin color. Got a white chick next to me, so that gives me, so I get along with everybody, right? So anyway, you asked me a question.
This reminds me.
But I thought you were going to talk about feedback, but that's
exactly. That leads
me.
me.
But the house is still a mess. I'm not going to show you, but boxes still everywhere. My office is a mess. Chris's section, not a mess at all. but mine's messy. All my stuff is messy. Boxes,
My
books,
stuff's not messy.
my, boxes, books, clothes.
Everything is a mess. But
So
I
anyway,
mean, we've only
okay.
been here a week, so what do you expect? So anyway, that leads me into what I wanted to talk about primarily tonight is feedback. And yesterday I went to the chiropractor, and immediately after leaving the chiropractor, I get a text that says, share your feedback. There was a quick little survey, and it made me think about how important it is to have feedback. It also reminds me of times in my life where my husband here has reminded me of not offering advice when it's not been asked for. So I posed a question to my husband here that how do you tactfully, respectfully deliver feedback to somebody who has not asked for it? So perhaps you've seen this in your business, in your organization, in your line of work, maybe in your ministry, maybe even in your family if you have children that are old enough to understand feedback. The question being, how do you give feedback to somebody when they have not necessarily asked for it? When they're maybe complaining about something, they see a problem in their organization or in their family or in their relationship. They're seeing that there's some sort of a problem, but they're not seeing that it could be them. So I posed the question to my husband, who's an incredible leader. He's very he's been leading people for over 23 years. He's got many tens of thousands of people that he has worked with and all over the world. And so I thought he has always shared with me over the time how to do this. So I just thought it would be great to share with y'all how to do this. So would you like me to repeat the question? Okay. So how would you deliver? How would you share?
Your edification is awesome, by the way.
Oh, so sorry, it wasn't perfect.
So it's awesome.
Next time
No,
you can give me a
it's great
script.
edification, isn't it? Peyton, if Peyton's still watching, I think he's laughing right now. So feedback. Okay, first of all, Stephen, if he's still watching, we've had this conversation actually before. No, but something I learned a long time ago is that you never give anybody feedback, right? There's people who like to give advice, unsolicited advice, right? And you never want to give, I learned this years ago, don't ever give feedback unless someone asked for it, or number two, they're paying you. Or you're paying them. I mean, you're paying them. If you're paying someone to give you advice or feedback, great. Or if they ask for it, someone comes to you and say, "Hey, I need some advice. Can I run something by you?" Then green lights. Okay, so that's very important to know that. Don't just go. People have a bad habit of running around. Oh, here's what I think you should do. Here's what I. So very bad. So I think that when you're giving somebody feedback and it's unsolicited, and you're going to take the risk and you're going to give them feedback, even though they didn't ask for it, run through the whole situation in your head first. Okay, whatever you're gonna say. Oh, here's something I'm gonna suggest. Know that the person most likely is gonna take it wrong. They're gonna get upset. You're gonna hurt their feelings. So ask yourself if it's worth it for you to give them feedback, knowing that most likely they're gonna take it wrong. They're gonna take it the wrong way. So let's say you want to take that risk and you don't care. Maybe it's worth it for you to say what you need to say, so that the person, so the person gets the information. Also, sometimes people get upset and they'll say something to you, and then later on, after they get a chance to play the conversation over in their head, they'll actually appreciate what you said. So anyway, I think the best way to do it is you want to give somebody feedback because they're doing something that annoys you. Run the whole thing in your head. Okay, fine, I'm willing to take this risk. They're probably going to get upset at me. They're probably going to take it the wrong way. They're probably going to take it personal. Then you say, well, listen, there's something that I want to tell you that I feel is important. Would you be open for me to give you some feedback from a position of love? Okay, so then they're going to say, yeah, what is it? Most likely, right? So at least they give you the green light. Now they're still going to get upset, and then you tell them what you're going to tell them. Hey, by the way, I know sometimes when you are tired, you're not that nice to me. Or sometimes, when you say things that really make me feel this way, or whatever the case may be. So that's how I would do it.
Well, I think that last bit probably was intended
Oh
for
no, not at
me.
all.
Like that's a
No,
little
no, no,
different
no.
in a
That's not at all.
relationship.
Not at all.
So yes,
I'm
when I'm
just.
tired, I get cranky. Sorry. Um, but I think like it is important, obviously, that you ask permission to give somebody feedback. I mean, there's different situations, but also another way I think to put it a different way, maybe in my own words, is to read the room, like gauge what is happening. How is this situation naturally coming up? It's not just coming up because out of nowhere the person has come to you and for whatever reason they are sharing with you a frustration, they're sharing with you a complaint, they're sharing with you something that in doing so it becomes aware, you become aware of, oh, I think that I know what the problem is, but they're not going to like this because the problem is actually them. And they're pointing the finger at everybody else. Now, I sure am guilty of this many, many, many times in my life where, I'm pointing the finger at everybody else and everything else. And then I realize the Lord reveals to me, oh, it's actually me. It's actually my heart that needs to change. And so, and no matter what somebody said to me, it probably, I wasn't ready to receive that feedback, but it's still important, I think, that if someone's complaining to you, which recently I heard, I was listening to a talk or a podcast or something where complaining is just as bad of a sin as any other, and that really struck me. And if you like more information on that, I can share with you where I'm pretty sure I remember where it was. So you can always comment or message me if you want to get that information. And um, but just to understand that complaining, if someone is complaining and you're able to see what they cannot see, in pick the right time, right? Choose your words wisely, pick the right time. And then what I have learned with the help of my husband is sharing in my own experience. So my words would be, well, hey, like, I hear what you're saying. So acknowledging um, that you understand that they're frustrated, that they are feeling all these things, acknowledging their feelings, and then sharing your own experience. And if you've had a similar experience, then you can speak from experience. If you haven't, you can speak from somebody else. Oh, yeah, I heard about this happening this other time. And in this way, it's not you saying, hey, you should do this, because anytime we use those words, our guards go up and we take that offensively. So the best thing that we could do is just say, hey, I understand your frustration. I feel you. What I have found is that, when I was in a similar experience like this, XYZ. And then you can share a story about how it served you, how you were able to, see the situation. And in doing so, maybe you're able to reveal to that person how you're seeing the problem without actually offending them. And it may take a couple of times of you actually sharing this information over a period of time. But I think that it's really important to give feedback, obviously, if somebody asks for it. But also, if someone's in your organization, if somebody's in your community, if someone is in your home, and by no means am I saying that we have a right to play the Holy Spirit for anybody else, right? I learned that the hard way too. Um, but I think it is, as if we want to get better, if we want to do better, then learning how to communicate these things in a way that comes across respectfully, lovingly. And I have learned that anytime that I just speak from my own experience and try to leave the words you out of it. So that's really been helpful for me. Of course, like that's years of messing that up and doing it wrong and giving unsolicited advice. I'm like really really well known for that, because it's part of a gift and a curse, but the Lord is really helping me with that, and actually turning into a really great thing. So but that's it. I'm grateful for the opportunity to sit here with my husband, that he was able to have this conversation with y'all. It's fun. It energizes me. I was feeling very tired and sluggish, so I appreciate you coming on with me and keeping things a little more interesting, I should say. And yeah, if you I really love to hear from y'all. If like, how have you? Where are you seeing that?
See, Matt August. Say hi to Matt August. What's up, Matt? How's it going?
How are
And
you even seeing that?
Elizabeth.
See, I never
Elizabeth.
see the comments when we're live, so forgive me if you guys are commenting. And I just haven't figured out the technology, I suppose. But like he's showing me comments here on his phone, and I don't even know where they are. So I apologize that I'm not responding to you
See,
guys.
Matt said, "What's up, guys? What's up, Matt?" Matt's
Hey.
watching. And Elizabeth says, "You just don't wash. You just don't wash them when you live out of town. Yeah, when you live far away from
She
town,
lives in Montana.
you just don't wash your cars." She does. Does she really?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you don't wash your car in Montana because you live out of town. If you live in
Well, it's
town,
just
you live
always
in town.
dirty because you're on a dirt road, and I mean, it's just
And
like
then she
pointless to
said,
wash it.
she said, what's it?
We got a Chipotle too. You're right. You just got a
That's true.
Chipotle.
That's true. We
Woo-hoo.
went last Sunday and they were closed, or
They weren't closed. They were really busy.
on a Sunday. No, weren't they closed?
No, it was Costa
Oh yeah,
View that
yeah.
was
That's right. That's right.
closed.
That's right. And then I always ask if they want me just to listen or to offer advice.
That's
Very
good.
good. Very
That's
good.
really good.
Very, very, very good. And love you too. And then Aaron says hi.
Hey, Erin.
Hey, what's up? And then
Mm,
Shihan, hello, hello, hello. So what's up, guys? See, so now you can see comments. So, all right.
awesome.
So we done, or here's one thing I have to say about feedback. Okay, I think feedback is this is only we've been on here for like I don't know 15 minutes, but feedback is really important. Feedback is really important. Feedback anytime you step into any environment, the environment always gives you feedback. If you're doing something that's not working, if you're trying to lose weight and you're not losing weight, that's feedback. If you are in a business and your business is not growing, that's feedback. If you don't have a lot of friends, it's feedback. If you're in relationships and they keep continue to fail, that's feedback. If you're not making progress at the gym, if you're not getting stronger, that's feedback. Everything is feedback. And so you just have to pay attention to the feedback. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think I think that's a it's a good it's a good topic.
And I think too, like I think in our culture today, I don't know if it's always been like this or it's just been magnified since the pandemic, but it just seems like everybody's walking on eggshells. Like everybody is like feeling offended. So now everybody's like having difficulty giving any feedback because they don't want to offend. And I just I think that if you live in a culture that you're of, of offense, like how did Pastor Chris put it? Do you remember? So we had a sit down with our pastor, and he was telling us like when there's this culture of offense, then everything you say, even if it's meant with love and respect, if you're coming from a place of just always feeling offended, then everything that is said comes across negatively. I don't know if I'm saying that right,
Makes
but
sense?
um, and so just kind of taking like extending grace in every area and understanding or um, I mean I always err on the far side of believing that people um, I believe people have good intentions. I err on that side where Ephraim tends to err on the other side, and so somehow when we come together we come in the middle. And so with that being said, I think it's just as leaders, as parents, right, especially raising up our little people, teaching them to not be easily offended, to just take it as feedback, to understand like this it could help me grow. This is not something that is meant to hurt me. Even if somebody did say it to hurt them, like it's one of these opportunities that we have with any environment. What if someone says something to us, or we have an experience even with a stranger with a hand gesture in a car, like we can decide at that moment, okay, am I going to let this bother me? And I can let it, enter into my consciousness, and I can let it stay there, or I can let it just pass on through. And one of my coaches has taught me the best mechanism that I can use if I don't believe that something is true for me or could help me, support me. I just let it go. I have different words, different sayings. Like you may have heard people use the word cancel. Cancel that. I don't receive that. I don't accept that. Isn't that interesting how they're talking to me like that? And let it go. And so, I just think that there's lots of opportunities to grow and to be an example of Christ's love, right? Who, I mean, the most uh, probably influential leader of all time, but also the most despised in some ways, right? Because by a massive group of people who didn't want to believe in who he was, and had so much pride that they couldn't see who he was. And I think we can learn a lot from that, because he took such a beating, right? Jesus took such a beating. um he knew what he was walking into, but he just showed love. I mean, for instance, the greatest example of all time is the night before um, that he was taken, right? And they're in the upper room, and he's washing his disciples' feet, and he knows that he's going to be betrayed by one of his disciples, and yet he still gets down and he washes their feet, because he is just a true servant. And that's what I um, desire to be like more every day, as I pray, Lord, like, strip me of my sins, strip me of my like humanness, right? Like, make me more like you, so that I can, even when somebody offends me or hurts me, that I can still turn and love them. Um, he's making a note, so that throws me off. I don't. That was nice. Thank you. So I just think it's important that even when you are offended, that you just love anyway. So have a great weekend, y'all. God willing, I'll see you again tomorrow for day 24. We are wrapping up our 30 days. It's gone by really fast. And if you haven't yet, please join the community on Facebook, Living on Purpose, and or check out the YouTube channel. That's still a work in progress. But I appreciate you following along. Love y'all so much. And we'll see y'all next time.
See you
And make
later.
sure that you comment and let me know your thoughts on our topic tonight. Send me messages and comments, because I would love to hear your perspective. So have a great weekend.